Did you know that many tech companies like Google and other lean startups keep their products in beta state for years? Now, a beta state is a state of constant testing and improving of a product. They do this because it's easier in the tech space to keep reprogramming an app and creating it depending on how customers are thinking about it. Now, before this concept of beta testing, companies would launch a full-blown app as the final product. This meant that a lot of time and money was spent on something that the consumers might not really want. The first step of this beta testing phase is what is known as an MVP, or a minimum viable product. A product which is just the basic features that are enough to use and create an interest in the product. That's it. The product could be an online service or an app or a website like Uber, Zappos, Dropbox. All of them actually started in this way. Now, the MVP will never give the customer that full value of the product. But what it does is that it showcases the vision of the company and where it wants to take the customers to. It only offers the basic value and functionality that keeps the customer interested and wanting more. So getting this balance right is the key. Hello and welcome to the Habit Coach podcast, the podcast where we evolve into the best versions of ourselves, one awesome habit at a time. I'm Ashdin Doctor, your habit coach. Now, I was very inspired by this concept of an MVP, especially since all habit change is about following this exact same process. For example, you have a vision that you want, and you want to make that a habit. For example, you want to do 1 hour of yoga every day. That is the end vision. Where we fail is that we start by blocking out 1 hour each day and starting our yoga practice. Now, using grit and determination, not missing a single day, all these things have been programmed into us. But chances are that you haven't been doing yoga for a while and you're not strong enough to last for 1 hour. So what's going to happen? You might fail. What if you have pets and kids at home that come and jump on you as you start your yoga practice? Or what if you chose a time that you thought was convenient, but you didn't realize that was the time when all the Amazon delivery parcels come, everybody comes and rings your doorbell. So the problem is that we went straight from zero to the full version in an instant. Instead of keeping our habit in beta testing, slowly seeing what is the best way to build this habit and never missing a day of yoga. Now you see, I have been inspired by the tech world and have called this concept a minimum viable habit. As your habit coach, I keep saying the rules of habit creation are to keep your habits small and simple. The problem is that if it's too small, you don't get value. And if it's too large, you fail to gain momentum. So for example, your MVH or minimum viable habit for yoga could be just rolling out your mat at a particular time each day. You stand on it and then you might do 5 toe touches. You might roll around on your mat. You might do 2 Surya Namaskars. And that's how the habit gets started. The idea is to have an MVH that will get you into the rhythm of doing that habit. The benefits might be tiny for now. Those 5 toe touches will have a benefit, but it is not as good as a 1 hour of yoga. But there is a minimum benefit that you're getting. So once you pass through these beta stages of testing, you keep adding the habit and you keep growing that habit further. So many of the habits that I discuss on the podcast, the Habit Coach podcast, are actually MVHs. They sound simple and tiny and they pack a punch, but the value is tiny. What they do is they spark an interest in you, just to start. They sound so simple and tiny. They are easy to do. And they spark an interest in you to just start. So your simple task is to see what is the MVH of any of the habits that you want to create. Take any single habit that you want to put in terms of an MVH. So for example, MVHs could be if you want to drink water, carry a bottle with you. If you want to floss your teeth, keep that floss next to your toothpaste. It's so simple. Just start with the minimum viable habit and you will make that vision of yours into reality. Just keep at it and that habit will soon become its 100%. But like I say, Don't wait for that 100%. Keep growing with your habit and keep evolving, because that is what the Habit Coach podcast is all about. I'm Ashdin Doctor, your habit coach. If you like this episode, don't forget to hit subscribe. Also, give us a rating. It really helps with people discovering the podcast. If you like podcasts like this, check out other interesting podcasts on the IVM network. You can also watch all the episodes on the Habit Coach Awesome 180 YouTube channel. Follow us on social media. We are at IVM Podcasts on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, everywhere. You can also reach out to me. I am Ashdin Doc at Twitter and Instagram. You can connect with me on my website, awesome180.com. You can also check out my 2 new books, Change Your Habits, Change Your Life, and the second, The Book of Good Habits for Kids. I am Ashdin Doctor, your habit coach.
IVM.